funding, because funding is definitely something that's a little bit difficult for some families. So in what ways is merSETA able to provide funding for families out there?
Okay, so we don't actually fund directly, but what we do is we work with public institutions, we work with companies where they apply for funding with us and we give them grants. So we encourage learners to go to these companies and find out if they've got any learnerships or internships that merSETA funds. So we sign agreements with them, and then they make funding available, including those bursaries. We fund bursaries through various means, but we don't give bursaries directly. But we've got a huge budget for bursaries in our balance sheet, so that we can cater for learners. So they must go to TVET colleges, to universities, to all these companies and find out how they can be assisted to gain funding through those companies.
I think that's the nice thing, is that funding is out there.
It is
out there. It is available.
It is.
Now, because we've been focusing post the school experience, right? How's merSETA interacting and intervening with kids that are currently in school?
You know, we've got one of our primary objectives is career development. We've got a whole team that focuses. In fact, we've got targets that relate to career development. But I'm sure there's so much more that could be done. Perhaps I think the Department of Basic Education does a lot of that. But I think with the skills that are related to us, we don't see a lot of them at basic education level. So when we go, we've got a career bus that we have. It's branded merSETA. It's equipped with everything you can think of. So students, especially the ones that don't have access to computers, they get into the bus and they see what career opportunities are available for them. But for some of them, we get so surprised that it is the first time they are hearing about these careers. And if there could be more conversations in terms of how do we bring these skills at a basic education level. We need them to have passion to be a plumber when he's 5.
Yes.
Because everyone now wants to be an accountant, but no one wants. But there's so much money being made by artisans, but they view it as dirty jobs. They view it as it's not as sexy, you know. So the education needs to start from a very junior level. And the conversations as well, I want to encourage, I know this is a youth station, not a lot of parents. I think I'm the only parent that's here. I'm listening to this, but we also want to encourage, because sometimes us as parents, you say, I want you to be a doctor, you know. But if there's any parents that are listening out there, let's be open. For what I find, because my daughter was in matric 2 years ago, what I find is once they've got results they didn't want, they still want to get into this university, and then they delay and they want to improve their marks, and I'm thinking time goes by and then they lose their passion. So if we get them at a young age, I know I'm very passionate about this. I talk forever. I think at a very young age, it's time for those conversations to start. I mean, we do go and do comparisons with other developed countries where it is basic for them to learn these technical skills at a very young age.
Sure. All right.